Hi, good afternoon, my dear friends. I welcome all of you back to my channel, Grand Talks. I feel that all of you are enjoying the classes which we are publishing here. And as usual, again I have come back with a topic from psychology and something useful, something interesting, something amazing. And this topic, sometimes you might have heard, if you have studied something from educational psychology, learning theories. Sometimes you might have heard about different learning theories. So here, I'm back with a learning theory called Vicarious learning theory or social learning theory. And this theory is introduced by Dr. Bandura. So it's known as Vicarious learning theory of Bandura or social learning theory of Bandura. Before talking about the vicarious learning theory or social learning theory, I just want to give before you some background on which or by which or on account of which Dr. Bandura introduced such a theory. And see, no theory just comes from sky, heavens, on a particular day. Every theory is given birth on account of some circumstances, on account of some experiments, on account of some life experiences. And here, one of his experiences in his life, some interesting experience from the life of Dr. Bandura, made him introduce a new learning theory, and that is social learning theory or vicarious learning theory. So let's look at the background. Actually, Bandura was a doctor and he was giving treatment for some people who had got affected with snakeophobia. What is snakeophobia? Fear of snakes, unnecessary fear of snakes, some illusionary fear. There is some illusion or hallucination. Some people would cry even when looking at some or even when seeing some rope, telling that snake, snake, snake. And this is illusion. And some other people would just cry, snake, snakes, even without any object before them, hallucination. So this is an error in perception. So he was giving treatment for such people who had got affected with snakeophobia, unnecessary fear of snakes, some illusion, some hallucination. So when he noticed some aspects of the patients or some behavioral patterns of the patients, new patients, with the old patients, a new theory was given birth. He noticed that the new patients start reducing their fear when they see the old patients playing with snakes. Actually, his treatment was something interesting, something amusing. He used to make some snakes to treat the patients who had got affected with snakeophobia. So he would leave the patients with some snakes, then they would have some play with the snakes. And he noticed that the new patients show the tendency of reducing their fear of snakes when they happen to see the older patients playing with snakes. So he created a new theory, and that is a person tries to imitate the behavior of another person, and learning can be occurred through such an activity according to Bandura. And for confirming this theory, for confirming his concept on learning, he made another experiment with Bobo dolls. If I ask you a question, for what we are using Bobo doll? Just for playing. If I ask whether you would use Bobo doll for just for kicking, boxing, then you will wrinkle your foreheads and you will stare at me. What the hell this person is talking? This will be your attitude if I ask you whether you would kick or you would be kicking the Bobo dolls. But that is what happened with Bandura's experiment. So his experiment was just like this. He brought some children into an empty room and he showed them a video in which a lady was kicking the Bobo dolls. And the children just watched that video. And after that, after the end of that video, he brought some Bobo dolls and he hanged the Bobo doll before the children, or he gave the Bobo doll to the children. Then the children started kicking the Bobo doll, just kicking it, knocking it down and knocking by their feet. They were kicking the Bobo doll just like kicking the football. So the children started kicking the Bobo doll. Actually, children would give a kiss to the Bobo dolls when they get Bobo dolls, because they like dolls. We know children like dolls. But as they had been shown a lady in a video kicking the Bobo doll, the children just tried to imitate the behavioral pattern of that lady. So, vicarious learning theory is a theory introduced by Dr. S. Bandura, which tells that learning occurs through some imitation of the behavioral patterns of another person. And he introduced another term in the field of education or learning, and it's modeling. According to Bandura, learning occurs through modeling. What is modeling? Accepting a person as a model. So, according to vicarious learning theory, learning occurs through modeling. That is, a person learns something by imitating the behavioral patterns of another person or by accepting another person as a model. And this theory is vicarious learning theory. So what can a teacher do, or what should a teacher do, or what should a parent do for making the children learn something? For whom should the person, the children, make models? This is something important. So actually, mere verbal teaching inside the classroom will not be enough for making your students learn something, but you have to show videos as modern educationists think, because you have to show some behavioral patterns. If you tell about honesty, Your children may not be able to, your children will not be following your instruction because most of the children are not following advices given by elder people. And this is something natural as seen in the modern world, because since their childhood days they see something else. So the teacher should show the video of a honest man, and then children will start imitating that person and they would accept honesty as a behavioral pattern in their life. So this is something important. Teachers should make use of videos for teaching different items inside the classroom, especially values and such behavioral patterns. And another thing is that teachers should tell stories of great personalities, and this can be done by parents too. Parents can tell stories of great personalities at home, and when listening to the stories of such personalities, children will start making the personalities as a model, and through modeling they accept the behavioral patterns of such great personalities. Showing something is important according to Dr. S. Bandura, because learning occurs through imitation of the behavioral patterns of other people. So this is something important, and this is vicarious learning theory or social learning theory of Bandura. Thank you very much.